Oh my gosh, fabulous.
And, again, non-native.
Oh.
It's in the way too low an elevation now.
Do they have to remove it because it's non-native? Or would they...
Well, technically, I suppose if it came down to an official decision, it would be removed, but I would argue that we ought to save this one. But as just a regular trail, it works pretty well. There's two trails that can kind of be tapped into at this point. There's an 88 trail right over here, and we're going to go for that because that'll be an easy way back to the parking lot. Or there's an old trail that goes up over the hump here. Well, maybe I ought to take you over that way, which hasn't been used for years and years and years, and we'd be stepping over logs and stuff like that. But yeah, well, you will on this one too, because there's a log that hasn't been removed from the 88 trail. Also known as Mount McPherson, which is another interesting political thing. Do you want me to explain that?
Later.
Later, okay. At any rate, the hardwoods that you see, the Douglas fir are as far as we know, they're all natives here. And the size is a pretty good example of what Doug fir can grow to. Doug fir today is a very popular tree for lumbering purposes. It it has a high tensile strength. And what's interesting is that back in the 18th century, 19th century, yeah, when they were lumbering out the Santa Cruz Mountains, the coast redwood was the main one that they were after, well, there he goes. No, he's still there. That must have been somebody else. Where was I? Oh yes, 19th century. Coast redwood is the preferred building material at the time because, especially the wood that was being used was almost all not second growth, it was first growth redwood, and as a result it had a very high amount of tannin, or red, that's why they call it redwood, and therefore it tended to resist rot. In fact, today when you buy redwood, it's very, very difficult to find old growth redwood in a lumber yard. Almost all of it will be white with streaks of red, and that's because it takes a long time for that red tannin to get into what's called the heartwood, which is the center of the tree. So when you buy redwood, unless it's been picked, sometimes well, I won't get into all the lumber part of it.